Do you know how many sugar cubes you consume every single day? You might say you do not add sugar to your tea, or that you only eat sweets once a week. But let me tell you a terrifying truth. Today, even an ordinary person who thinks they eat healthy is unknowingly consuming exactly 30 to 40 sugar cubes a day. Yes, you heard that right. This poison is hidden in that healthy breakfast cereal you ate this morning, in that innocent sauce you poured on your salad at lunch, and even in the whole wheat bread you ate for dinner. Until just a few months ago, I was right in the middle of this trap. Waking up in the morning was a form of torture for me. I would snooze the alarm repeatedly and literally scrape myself out of bed. That incredible feeling of fatigue that hit me around 3 in the afternoon, a constantly bloated stomach, a dull, lifeless skin when I looked in the mirror, and that voice constantly ringing inside my brain, "You need to eat something sweet." Single quote. One day I said, enough is enough. I should be in control of my body, not a substance. And for 30 days, I decided to completely remove sugar from my life, including those hidden sugars. Just 30 days. When I made this decision, I was unaware of what would happen to me. At the end of 30 days, my skin, my energy, my psychology, and even my blood values changed so incredibly. My doctor, who saw my test results, took off his glasses, looked at the paper again, and asked me, "Do these results really belong to you? If you are ready, I am starting to tell you about our journey from hell to heaven that will change your life forever, and the big game played on our bodies." Watch the video until the end, because today you are going to throw some things in your kitchen into the trash. First of all, let us get to know our enemy. What we call sugar is not just an innocent sweetener. It is a chemical substance that physically takes over our brain. While scientists were investigating sugar addiction, they used brain scanning devices called fMRI. And the result shocked the medical world. The regions that light up in your brain, that is, the dopamine-releasing regions when you eat sugar, were exactly the same as the regions that light up in the brain of an addict using cocaine or heroin. When you eat sugar, your brain explodes its reward center. But just like with drugs, after a while, one slice of cake is not enough to feel the same happiness. You want 2 slices. In medical language, we call this tolerance development. You are not weak-willed. Your brain is biochemically hacked. So what happens inside when this substance enters your body? The moment sugar enters your blood, it starts a silent flame in your body called inflammation. You cannot see this flame from the outside. But that flame is the acne on your face that does not go away. That flame is that insidious pain you feel in the soles of your feet or your knees in the morning. That flame is the main spark that ignites autoimmune diseases and heart attacks. The even more terrifying part is the fructose fact. That white sugar on our table consists of half glucose and half fructose. Your muscles can burn glucose, but fructose is not like that. Fructose goes directly to your liver, almost like a poison. The liver cannot handle this load and urgently converts fructose into fat. That dangerous journey called fatty liver, which leads to cirrhosis, begins with those acidic and sugary drinks you consume. Let us put a huge exclamation mark here. Sugar is not a nutrient. It is an anti-nutrient with zero nutritional value that makes us sick by stealing magnesium, B vitamins, and calcium from our bodies. Now, I can almost hear some of you saying, but our brain needs sugar, that is, glucose, to work. How will we survive if we cut out sugar? This is one of the biggest distortions in the medical world. Yes, your brain needs glucose as fuel. That is true. But it is absolutely not necessary for this glucose to come from the baklava, chocolate, or sugar you eat from the outside. The human body is such a magnificent, such a perfect machine that it has its own glucose factory inside. Even if you take 0 carbohydrates and 0 sugar from the outside, your body produces the glucose the brain needs from the proteins and healthy fats you eat, through a process we call gluconeogenesis in the liver. Moreover, when your body gets used to the lack of sugar, it enters a wonderful phase called ketosis. In this phase, the brain gets 70% of its energy not from sugar, but from ketone, bodies formed by the breakdown of fats. And believe me, the brain is much sharper and much more focused when working with ketones. Shall we face a historical fact? In hundreds of thousands of years of human evolution, until the agricultural revolution and even the industrial revolution, humanity consumed an average of only 1 to 2 teaspoons of sugar a day. That came from wild fruits rarely found in the forest or a little honey. Our genetics and our pancreas are programmed to process perhaps 1 or 2 kilograms of sugar a year. However, today, the average person eats 35 to 40 kilograms of sugar a year. Our bodies are not ready for this modern age. That is why the system is crashing. After learning all these scientific facts, I took that big step. I said, no extra sugar will enter my body for 30 days. I thought the process would be easy. I was very wrong. Now I will tell you day by day about that magnificent and equally painful transformation of my body. The first 3 days, hell. When I cut out sugar, I had a severe headache, sleepiness, shaking hands, and irritability in the first 24 hours. My brain screamed when it could not find the dose of dopamine it received every day. It was a real withdrawal. But I got through those 3 days without giving up. Days 4 to 7, my headache vanished magically. That famous sugar crash in the afternoon ended. My blood sugar was no longer jumping and falling like a roller coaster. Sweet cravings were still there, but it was not physical pain, just a habit. Days 8 to 14, my reflection in the mirror started to change. The dull, grey skin was gone, replaced by a vibrant glow. The acne dried up, glycation stopped, and my collagen breathed. The drum-like bloating in my stomach completely disappeared. I tightened my belt one more hole. My body had shed the edema it held from sugar. Days 15 to 30, God mode. I was waking up with vigor before the alarm went off. The brain fog had lifted, and I could focus for hours. At the end of the 30th day, the scale showed not only that I had lost weight, but that I had lost inches of my internal organ fat, called visceral fat. The tests. My fasting blood sugar was perfect, my insulin resistance was back to normal, and my liver enzymes were clean. The fire inside had been extinguished. So, while there is such a simple solution, and cutting out sugar is renewing us from head to toe, why don't we constantly talk about this on television, in advertisements, or in doctors' offices? Why does no one tell us this? Because, my friends, the health sector and the food industry have a dark side. A healed person is a lost customer who does not bring profit to them. A sick person is a profitable customer. Let me take you back to the 1960s and 70s. When heart attacks exploded in America, the scientific world was looking for the culprit. The sugar industry, to protect their own multi-billion-dollar empires, secretly bribed famous Harvard University scientists of the time. Yes, I am talking about a fact proven with documents. You can search for Harvard sugar papers. By paying off scientists, they had fake articles written saying that the culprit was not sugar, but fat. The whole world believed the lie that fat causes heart attacks. Low-fat and light products filled the shelves. But food with the fat removed is tasteless like cardboard. To fix this tastelessness, the industry pumped truckloads of sugar into those products. The result: in the last 50 years, obesity, diabetes, and cancer cases in the world have multiplied at a rate never seen in history. Today, the pharmaceutical industry does not cure these diseases. It suppresses the symptoms. When a person has insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes, the system does not tell them, cut out sugar completely, you will recover in 3 months. It prescribes diabetes medications they will use until they die. Because a chronic patient who takes medicine every day ensures the survival of a multi-billion-dollar industry. Today, when you go to the market, more than 80% of the products on the shelves have added sugar. Do not say, I do not eat sweets. There is sugar in the salty crackers you buy, in the ketchup you feed your children at home, in peanut butter, in salad dressing, and even in the packaging of those black olives you think are innocent. There is a giant system that makes you sick. First, they make you an addict with colorful packaged, sugar-loaded ready-to-eat foods, then they make you think you are being treated with medicines. However, the solution is free and only in your hands. As I come to the end of the story, I can tell you this truth with all my heart. Quitting sugar was the biggest and most valuable investment I have ever made in myself in this life. Those 30 days changed not only my body but also my mind, my will, and my outlook on life. My energy skyrocketed, my skin looked younger, my focus problem ended, and most importantly, I broke the chains of that industry and took control of my own biology. Now it is your turn. Do not say, I cannot do it, because this is not a physical hunger. This is a game your brain is playing, and you can break that game. I am giving 3 golden rules that will save lives for those who want to start this path. First, become a label reading detective. Sugar has exactly 56 different hidden names. If you see words like fructose, maltose, glucose syrup, corn syrup, dextrose, agave, or maltodextrin in the ingredients section, slowly put that product back on the shelf. Second, support your body to get through the first 3 days. Drink plenty of water during that withdrawal period. Consume plenty of healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, walnuts, and high-quality proteins such as eggs, meat, and fish. If your stomach is full, it will be much easier to fight sugar cravings. Third, do not fall for the "fruit is healthy" lie and eat a huge plate of fruit. Fruit also contains fructose. Limit fruit to 1 or at most 2 servings a day and never eat it alone as a snack. Eat it after meals so your blood sugar does not spike suddenly. Are you ready to take your life back and step outside this sickening system imposed on you? If you are ready, let this be a beginning. I want a promise from you. Go down to the comments section and write, "I am also breaking that chain. I am ready for a 30-day sugar-free life." Let us support each other there, and let those who get through those difficult first 3 days share their experiences. Be sure to share this video with your loved ones who care about their health and complain about constant fatigue. Perhaps you will be instrumental in changing one person's life. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell, because we will continue to hack your body. Take good care of yourself and your body. Stay healthy.